What's up YouTube? In today's video, I'm going to give you 5 easy businesses that you can start in 2024 with less than $1,000. If you're interested in that, let's get right into the video. Now, before we get into the video, I'll do a brief breakdown of who I am on this channel and what I do. So my name is Camry. On this channel, I'll talk about usually Turo, how to run a Turo business. But today's video is a little bit different. I'm gonna tell you guys some businesses that you can start. I'm 21 years old, just turned 21 in January. I have a Turo car rental business. I've been doing it for about a year. I've purchased over 12 cars in a year, but now at this moment, I have 9 cars. And I did that all in 1 year while being a full-time college student. So on this channel, I'll talk about business, mainly Turo and things like that. Starting to get into more business, venturing out into different businesses more now. Yeah, that's who I am. So if that's something you're interested in, or if you want to see content like that, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below if you have any questions. But yeah, let's get right into the video. Quick disclaimer, I'm looking at my tablet. That's where it keeps me on track. My MacBook here too for the same reason. And then hopefully the audio is good because I don't have my mic. It broke, but yeah, let's get right into it. So the first business that I would recommend starting in 2024 for under $1,000 would be a 360 selfie photo booth. If you don't know what this is, I'll put a picture and some videos up, but it basically is, I'm sure most of you guys have seen it before, but it's like a big old circle platform that you may see at like weddings, at birthday parties and things like that. And you would stand on the platform and like a little stick, a selfie stick will spin around you. And it basically creates this cool video. At the end, it's basically a video around you and you can dance, you can make poses, you can do all kinds of things in the video. And it's pretty cool. These days, they have a lot of the time at like events like birthday parties, weddings, church events, work events, like all type of different events like that. And you can actually find one of these on Amazon from anywhere from $800 to $1,500 just to get you started. It might not be the best one on the market, but it will be something just to get you started and get you in the door. And another good thing about this is that you can purchase this machine with your credit card. So you on Amazon, you can go ahead and buy it, or there might be other websites out there. Just go ahead and swipe your credit card, use your credit card to buy it, and pretty much start your business with $0. So it might be $1,000 or $800, but you're not really paying anything out of pocket. So it gives you time to make some money from it. Another upside of this business is that it has a low overhead, which means you really don't need any employees to run this business. You can do something like this on weekends. It's just for events. So there might be a wedding on the weekend. Most events are on weekends. So you work your 9 to 5, and then on the weekends you do this extra, make some extra money. And you can easily pull anywhere. I would say you could pull $1,000 a night doing something like this if you market it correctly and do the things correctly. Obviously, I don't do this business, so I don't know all the specifics, but I definitely see potential in something like this. And this is something that I even thought about doing myself. But now we got the second business on the list that I would recommend starting in 2024. And I actually did this business myself, and it worked out pretty well. I just got super consumed by school and Turo. So I didn't have a chance to keep on doing that, kind of stop doing it. But what this business is pallet flipping. I don't know if most of you guys have maybe heard of this before. It's like liquidation pallet. So basically what you would do is you would buy a pallet full of like supplies. It can be all kinds of different things. It can be like appliances, tools. It can be anything you can imagine. You buy these pallets from like a warehouse, and then you pretty much just break the pallet down and you sell the items on the pallet individually for profit, essentially. So in this business, you can get started from anywhere from $300 to $1,000. And I know this firsthand because I literally, like I said, I did it. I put some pictures and videos up, my whole operation, how I did everything. Yeah, so basically you just go on Facebook, you type in pallet liquidation or wholesale liquidation in your search bar, and it should pop up either Facebook groups or something like that that's in your area. So you can put that in just a regular search bar on Facebook, or you can go to Marketplace and put that in the search bar, and some warehouses should show up. So that's the first step. So the next step is you go to the warehouse, which is the hardest part, is picking out which pallets to go ahead and buy. This can be a make or break for this side hustle, because you can easily get a pallet that you can lose all your money on. So you gotta be super selective of what pallets you pick. Usually what I try to do is, because they don't let you take things out, so just walk around the pallet, look at it as much as you can. Do not buy a pallet that is just a whole bunch of this cardboard boxes. You can't see what they are. The ones that work the best for me were the Home Depot pallets and like Lowe's. Those get really good for me. Those appliances, like wet dry vacs, vacuums, things like that. Those do really well. The downside to this is you can easily go buy a pallet and everything on the pallet doesn't work. A lot of the stuff doesn't work. I never had that issue before where everything didn't work, but I've definitely had instances where probably 5 items didn't work off the pallet. And there are tricks and hacks to, I guess, still sell them. I don't know, maybe you can part it out or something like that. But I mean, some things like that, you just gotta count the L. It's just part of it. So I mean, you get a pallet for so cheap. You might pay $300 for items that are worth over $2,000. So a couple of items that aren't working, you still pretty much making money off of it. And then another thing to add to that is some places where you can sell these items. Obviously, you have Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, places like that. I'm giving y'all some gems now, so make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I ain't never tell nobody this. Another thing you can do is, like in my state, I live in Kentucky. I believe it's in Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, it's in Virginia's and maybe South Carolina, something like that. They have this place called Peddler's Mall, or like All Peddlers, and it pretty much is a flea market, but it's a flea market where you don't have to be there. So it's pretty much set up like a store. They have all these like sections where these booths will be and stuff like that, and then they have employees at the front, just like a regular store. So you have your booth in there, have all your items, and then people can go in there and buy stuff from your booth while you're not even there. So that kind of makes the business like kind of passive, essentially. So check out the Peddler's Mall. If y'all don't have that in your area, check out like a flea market or something like that where you can sell these items, because a lot of people, they will buy these items. Like they will buy it, trust me. That's for that business. On average, you can make, it's kind of say how much a month or whatever, because it just depends on how fast you sell the items. But I definitely would easily double my money, triple my money on these pallets. So that's definitely a viable business. Number three, third business I would recommend starting would be mobile detailing. That's pretty much self-explanatory. Everybody knows what a mobile detailer is. Some people may not be able to do it because they might have kids and things like that. But pretty much just you get your detailing set up and you go to people's houses and people's locations and you clean their cars for them where they're located. It's a convenience to them, and you can make more money, you can charge more because of that convenience. And to start this business, it's anywhere from $300 to $700. And that cost pretty much goes towards the pressure washer, the hoses and things like that you need, the supplies, the rags, all these different things. And if you're a mobile detailer, you're also gonna need like a tank that you will, have your water in, things like that. They have different ones, different sizes. And I've actually seen videos on YouTube of people turning their personal sedan into a mobile detailing setup. It's definitely possible. You do not need an SUV, you do not need a truck. You just get like one of those little small tanks, put it in your trunk with the pressure washer and the hose and things like that. It's possible. So $300 to $700, you can do that. I would recommend starting out with like friends and family, just to get familiar with doing it, to better at it, improve your skills. So you might either do it for free or just do it for a discount, for super cheap, just to get better at it. Once you get to a certain point where you feel comfortable, then you can go ahead and transfer into doing actual custom. Yeah, so that pretty much sums that up. Now, the fourth business that I recommend starting pretty much goes in with the mobile detailing. This is just pressure washing. Like pressure washing driveways, sidewalks, like garbage cans, like those going to the curb every week. You can pressure wash those. You can also do rugs and appliances, things like that as well. That's also a super good business because you can do these two hand in hand. So you can do car detailing, and then on the side you can also do this regular pressure washing, because they use the same equipment pretty much. And the setup is pretty much the same amount, $300 to $700. It may be a little more because regular pressure washer, you might need certain tools like for sidewalks and things like that. That might cost a little more, but you can do both. So 2 in 1. The fifth and last business that I would recommend starting is Turo. As you can see from my channel, that's what I do. So obviously, how would I not recommend the business that I do? Now, the way to get started into Turo doesn't have to be as hard as you think it is. You can either use the car you already have, or you can go ahead and purchase a car. And I would recommend purchasing the car with cash or a credit card. Don't use any like auto loan if you just not getting into Turo. Just use a cash card. It's much easier that way, less risk. That's what I recommend doing. Now, the stipulation to adding a car to Turo, it must be 13 years old or newer, which means it can't be any older than 13 years old. It must have less than 130,000 miles, and it must have a clean title. So focus on those 3 things when buying your car. Obviously think about reliability, things like that, and other factors. Obviously do market research before you go ahead and just buy any car. Now, I do offer a service. If you want me to do market research for you, book a one-on-one consultation, I can do that depending on what you ask. I can do it for a small fee. I can literally do market research for your city, see if Turo is valuable for your city. And then doing something like this, you can expect to rent your cars out for anywhere from $30 to $50 a day, depending on your market, and that can make you easily around $600 to $1,200 a month extra income. Do the math. That's that's another almost $15,000 a year. So that's a pretty solid stream of income. That's a pretty solid investment. And then another upside with the cash cars, you don't gotta worry about depreciation. They pretty much already hit their depreciation curve. So once they get, 150, 200,000 miles, you can still sell them. Might not make that much, but you still can sell them for something, maybe 2,000. You still can make some of that money back, even on top of that. Yeah, that's pretty much all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was quick, simple, to the point. Yeah, those are 5 businesses that I would recommend starting for you guys. If you have any questions in more detail about any one of these businesses, feel free to leave a comment down below or book a one-on-one consultation. And yeah, and I'll also leave the link to all the supplies that I recommend buying for these businesses in the link below, so feel free to check that out. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, and I wish you luck in your guys' business, ventures, and journeys.